Hi there folks, and welcome to this week's Work Solutions for the Daily Rigour issue number 44. So story number one, we've got the price of oil's dropped, so supermarkets are slashing prices on their unleaded and diesel petrol. When we say slashing, supermarkets are taking 2p off a litre, don't spend it all in the one shop. But anyway, the warning is very much shop around because prices of petrol can vary from area to area. The question here is, on average, which fuel's price has been cut the most? And it's not enough to just say unleaded or diesel. With these things, we've got to show some calculations and then give a reason along with our answer. So the average money off unleaded, well, obviously it's now 118.83p, and it used to be 120p. So we've got to take these two values away from each other. And this gives us 1.17 pence on average off the cost of 1 litre of unleaded petrol. So we do the same thing for diesel, only this time it's going to be 122.06, take away 120.88, and this gives us 1.18 pence off a litre of diesel. So we can clearly see that diesel on average has been cut the most, and that's because 1.18 pence is greater than 1.17 pence. So not that much, but I suppose it's nice to hear of some things where the prices are going down rather than going up, as has been the trend in recent times. Okay, so on to our UK story. So in a previous edition of the Daily Rigour, we told you about these new 12-sided pound coins that are coming out, and they're actually coming out on Tuesday. But of course, disaster strikes for Tesco, as their trolleys only accept the round coins, whereas places like Asda and Morrison's claim that their trolleys will accept both. Now, it's only the superstores in Tesco that this will affect, because in the smaller stores, they don't actually have paid trolleys. So Tesco have said that on Tuesday, to give them a bit of time to change the locks, they're going to leave the trolleys unlocked. But the word of caution here is that when these new pound coins come out on Tuesday, you've only got until the 15th of October to use up all your round coins before they're not accepted as legal tender anymore. And the question is, from the 28th of March, how long have you got to use up these coins? So it's basically just a time interval. So you've got the remaining days in March, the 29th, the 30th and the 31st. So that's 3 days in March. You've got the whole of April, so 30 days has September, April, June and November as the round goes. So that's 30 days in April. It's going to be 31 days in May. It's going to be 30 days in June, 31 in July, 31 in August, 30 in September, and then the 15 days in October all the way up to the 15th. So if we add all that up, that's going to give us a total of 201 days to use these coins up before they're not accepted anymore, unless of course you want to keep them as a nice wee souvenir. Okay, on to the business section. So again, we're in a time where we've got low wages and wages not rising quickly, and there's been a wee survey done here. So an average salary for a chief executive for the FTSE 100 top companies is £5.3 million a year. Scandalous amount of money. And if we write that number out in full, it's 5,300,000. And what the survey's found is that that's 387 times the national living wage. So the lowest amount of money that a person can live off of. So how much is this UK living wage? Well, it's basically how many times 387 goes into this 5,300,000. In other words, it's a divide. Now, if we do the calculation and we round to the nearest pound, as it tells us to do in the question, so that's going to be the nearest whole number. The national living wage is £13,695. So think about it, some people in Britain are living quite comfortably, very comfortably, off of this salary, but quite a lot of people in Britain actually only have this to live off of, and some people actually earn less. Something to think about, isn't it? So what we're trying to get a bit more equality in our society. Okay, so on to our last story, our health and well-being story. So if any of us like a nice cup of hot chocolate, of course we're always watching a bit of sugar intake, but it turns out the hot chocolate servings can have more salt than a packet of crisps, so sugar and salt. So Galaxy Ultimate Marshmallow Hot Chocolate had just over 0.6 grams of salt per serving. Who would have thought that? And it's recommended that adults eat no more than 6 grams of salt a day. So what percentage of the maximum recommended daily intake of salt is contained in one of these cups of Galaxy Ultimate Marshmallow Hot Chocolate powder? So we should be quite good at calculating these percentages by now. So how much salt in the hot chocolate? So 0.6 grams out of the 6 grams of the maximum that we're allowed. So we do 0.6 divided by 6. That gives us it as a decimal. How do we change to a percentage? We multiply by 100. This gives us an answer of 10%. Now, of course, you could have simplified the fraction, and that would have been a tenth. So there was various ways you could have worked that out, but this is the tried and trusted calculator method. Well, anyway, folks, there you have it. That's our word solutions for the Daily Rigour issue number 44. Hope you found that both enjoyable and useful, but we'll settle for useful if you didn't enjoy it. And stay tuned for next week's edition, when we're going to be in the month of April, and we're going to be looking at new stories from the news of the week and the numbers behind them. But in the meantime, thanks a lot for watching, and bye for now.